Joseph had rendered great service to Pharaoh in Egypt. Before Jacob came to Egypt, Joseph had stored up grain in Egypt, grains as numerous as the sand by the seashore. He then stored this grain in various storehouses. Now the famine began to strike. It was probably the second or third year of the famine. At that time, because the famine was extremely severe, the whole world ran out of food. Even the people of Egypt and Canaan, due to the severe famine. Many people fainted from hunger. So Joseph collected all the silver from Egypt and Canaan. The silver people used to buy grain. Joseph brought all that silver to Pharaoh. All the silver in Egypt and Canaan was exhausted. They had spent all their money. Then all the Egyptians came to Joseph and said to him, "Our money is all gone. Please give us grain. Why should we die before your eyes? Why let us perish in your presence?" The people of Canaan also said to Joseph, "Our silver has all been spent, all that was spent on buying grain. So now, please give us grain." At that point Joseph replied to them, "If you have no more silver, then sell your livestock to me. Yes, sell your livestock to us, and in exchange you will receive grain." So they sold their livestock to Joseph in exchange for grain. Later, they also sold their horses, cattle, donkeys, and other animals for grain. Thus, that year, they continued to have grain to sustain themselves. After that year passed, the following year, they came to see Joseph again. To Joseph, "We will not hide anything from my lord. Our silver is all gone, and our livestock now belongs to my lord. Before my lord, we have nothing left except our bodies and our land. We are completely destitute. How can you bear to see us die and our land lie desolate? Please buy us and our land with grain, so that we and our land may serve Pharaoh. Also, please give us seed, so we may live and not perish. The land shall not become desolate." Thus, in the first year, they bought grain with silver. In the second year, they exchanged the livestock for grain. And in the third year, they traded their land and themselves for grain. Later Joseph, during the years of famine, bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh, because the famine pressed hard upon them. Every Egyptian sold his field. Therefore, all the land of Egypt became Pharaoh's. Joseph then relocated the people, settling them in cities throughout Egypt from one end to the other. Since all the land belonged to Pharaoh, all the Egyptians became Pharaoh's slaves. During the famine years, they sold themselves into slavery to Pharaoh, and also sold their land to him. However, there's only one group in Egypt who did not sell their land: the priests. But these were priests of other gods, not priests of the true God. Only the priest's land was not sold, because the priests received salaries from the Pharaoh. Thanks to the provision Pharaoh gave them, they did not need to sell their land. Thus, Joseph acquired all the land of Egypt, except for the land belonging to the priests, which was not bought. He also obtained all the livestock, the silver, and everything else in Egypt. At that time, Joseph said to the people, "Today I have bought you and your land for Pharaoh. Look, here is seed for you. You can sow the land. When the time comes to harvest grain, you must give 1/5 of it to Pharaoh. 4/5 may remain for you as seed for sowing, and as food for yourselves, your households, and your children." Thus it was done. So Joseph established a law that 1/5 of the land's produce should belong to Pharaoh. This decree became national law. Therefore, throughout Egypt, even to this day, Pharaoh receives 1/5. This was the great service Joseph rendered to Pharaoh, causing Pharaoh to gain possession of all the land of Egypt. Indeed, all the land of Egypt became Pharaoh's, and every year 1/5 of the harvest belonged to Pharaoh. This happened during the years of famine, when Joseph performed great service for Pharaoh. In this way, Joseph firmly established himself in Egypt, so that Joseph's family, the house of Israel, was provided for because of him. Moreover, because Joseph had become prime minister, the Egyptians at that time, and Pharaoh himself, favored Joseph's family. Let the Israelites multiply and increase. During the 80 years Joseph served as prime minister, the Israelites continued to multiply, and their population grew rapidly. This was because God, for the sake of his people Israel, had deliberately sent 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of famine, so that Israel would have a place to dwell. Thus Joseph was given the opportunity to accomplish great things. The Israelites multiplied and increased greatly in Egypt. Glory be to the Father and the Lord.